Okay, so about that communication. So remember that I said when we're working on that central file, when we're communicating with that central file, how do I know that there's information in there that I need to download, that I need to be looking at before I can continue? So we need some form of communication that is happening on the cloud, if you will. So does this look familiar, where we have sort of used detail views within Revit where we put in to-do lists, which is fine. I mean, you can put up lists of things to do for people and assign them to people simply by typing their name and saying you need to do this by that date. But there's no real follow-up on it. You're never sure as to whether they implemented it, whether they've looked at it, whether they're indeed using the information inside of the to-do lists, for instance. So that's one way that we've seen people use Revit to communicate whatever needs to be done to the design. So it's not really suited for communication because, as I said, there's no real follow-up on things that we put in there. So obviously, and we've seen that happen in the past with customers, is that they use Skype or Link or Yahoo Messenger or whatever to communicate between those different users. We've not taken that path. Within Collaboration for Revit, we've actually built our own communicator. And why is that? Well, because of two critical aspects. We don't want to have something that sits next to the design. We want something that is fully integrated and consistent with the design that we're doing. So what you'll see in a second is that Collaboration for Revit is not only, first of all, implementing the same sort of workflows that we had, so very low learning curve, if you will, but we also implement something that allows users to see, oh, something's changing on the design that might be interesting for me. And the second is obviously we want to have context within Revit. So not only will we get updates from the design itself because someone is uploading, but we do want to provide a chat window within that project, within that Revit project, that is following us, if you will, the second we open up Revit, the second we open up that design. So that's really the context of this. So to recap, the key value is that we can have multi-firm synchronous communication. So it means that within that communicator, what you'll see is that we have this communication going on. We can have direct chat, we can have screenshots, we can have team chat. There's contextual awareness, which means that if someone is indeed syncing, we'll see that happen in the communicator. The second it gets, that information is being passed on to that central file. And it's obviously integrated with the Revit work sharing activity feed, which means that if I claim objects, this is going to get passed on to the different users, etc., etc. So